Hello everyone, this is Dania. This video is being after a very long break. Anyways, the topic is that how to take actually inspiration for designers to make a collection. Now this will be in two parts. One, which is this one, will be for students, how to make their collections, how to make their illustrations, and in accordance to that, from where you can take the inspiration. And second part will be, which will be the next video, where I will be talking about how practical designers, where they are stuck to get inspiration and what to do. That will be next video. Anyways, so there are some pros and cons for being a student. Number one, you can be really imaginative, and you are imaginative. Number two, you are learning. Your mind is quite free, so you can experiment. Number three, that you have a lot of gadgets and a lot of applications to go for it. And number four, you go everywhere. With or without your concern, you go everywhere. So your imagination is quite wild. But the number one factor which is very important is your personal journey, because that is the only thing which makes you different from the others. For example, if I talk about the taste of mango, maybe I have a different memory to that, and maybe some other person has a different memory to that, respectively, when the memory happened, how it happened, where you were. Same goes with the inspiration. It can comes from anywhere. You're going on the road, you see a billboard, and that can be your inspiration. Point is, are you connected? Because the more you connect to the subject, the more you have interest, the more details you can get, and when you are like more indulged to anything, you're like just very curious about it, just thinking about why, how, when, where. For example, if I take the same example of billboard, you see a billboard and you see it's very nice. Now only question is why it's very nice to you, why not nice to other, and if it is something nice, then why everyone else is not appreciating it. So what you are seeing a nice thing, that is actually your thought, and that you have to translate into your product or your assignment. So as I said, it comes from your journey, means for example, any childhood dream, any childhood memory, any poster you liked, any painting you observed, any screenshot you have taken it, go to your folders and see it. Why did you save it? What is so interesting about it? Why did you like it? And why it is so interesting that it catches your eye? If I say a triangle and I ask you to to put a triangle into a sky, right? All of you, everyone will put it somewhere. Somewhere will put near the moon, some will put near the Mars, some will put near the sun, some will put a lot of triangles into the galaxies. So the triangle is actually same goes with the inspiration. The inspiration you're seeing, everyone is seeing as that inspiration, but the way you think about it, that makes you different, and it comes from anywhere. You can go to Google, which I highly not recommend, because that should be the last source. Go to the magazines, go to the art galleries, go to the exhibitions, watch movies, listen songs, listen poetry, think about colors, think about some scripts that you like. Give a thought on your dreams, give a thought on your surrounding, the kind of environment you have, the kind of talks you're having around. Give attention to those details. Maybe you can take inspiration from your footwear you're wearing right now, or maybe some scratch or a leakage on the wall, that can be your inspiration. Because if you are more connected to your inspiration, the more you are connected to your inspiration, the more it is your product, the more transformation will be very related. And if the transformation is very related, there are chances that your product will be highly successful. So I can show you some images. For example, in this image, there's a flower and there's a garment out of it. It's not about the flower, where the flower is good or bad. It's not that. It's that how the designer took inspiration and transformed it through the personal association and converted into a garment. Maybe in this image, for example, she likes or he likes a lot of colors of it, or the petals of it. and transformed it, right? Maybe you like it something else this time of it, and when you see this flower and you want to transform it, maybe transform in a different way, maybe because you think the flower of this beauty in a very different way, right? So similarly, in other examples which are you're seeing here, there is a picture and there is a garment associated to it where it is connected. It's not, it's wow, obviously it's wow, it's sometimes it's like scenery, you're seeing this, it's an image of a sunset, right? And look at the garment conversion, it's so beautiful. It's not about the image, it's again about the transformation. So you can take inspiration from plants, from insects, from colors, from silhouettes, from your widest imagination, from your frustration. And remember, when I used to find inspiration, what I used to do was that it mostly comes at night when I'm just lying down 2 a.m., 3 a.m., scrolling up and down, and something comes into my mind. And what I did, I started writing down everything. What is this? Because in the morning, whatever creative imagination I had that night, the previous night, it's just all gone. In the morning, it's a new morning, I'm thinking and I'm blank. So if I have those writings and then I go through those writings, and that helped me a lot to create good inspirations, to get good topics, related topics. So this is how you can do it in one way. Number two is that, for example, your teacher gives you a subject, for example, a season, which is a season, and let's say a summer season, which with a theme called plants, right? So it's a topic. Now you're kind of restricted, but don't restrict yourself. Your imagination should be very wide. If they say plants, don't go for the ordinary plants. Go for the plants in desert. Go for the plants. Imagine the plants on the planet Mars, right? Your imagination should not be restricted. Topic gives you a direction. It's a linear direction, but it's endless. You need to focus. You need to go beyond the horizon to see how you can make it different. And let's take another example. Your teacher gives you a topic, which is they ask you to go and design a collection for a movie. Let's say Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Here everyone has seen that movie, and more or less every 90% of the student, when they will make outfits, it will resemble like the Pirates of the Caribbean outfits. But that's not important. For a learning process, it is maybe important. You should know, how to take those details, how to add those details into your costumes or garments. But as a designer, as a good student, what you should do is think wild. What could be done better in the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? What could be done differently? Maybe a color scheme. Imagine Pirates of the Caribbean in a Candyland. Imagine Pirates of the Caribbean in, let's say, in future, right? Or let's say again to the moon, right? So if you mix and match 2-3 things, the product will be very interesting. The outcome will be very fascinating. But if you just restrict to one area and think about that in one dimension continuously, no, it's not gonna work. Most of the designers actually, most of the students actually I don't get interest in their pieces, is the reason they think in one way. You have to it's just imagine like a tree. This is your inspiration, grow it in your own way. Take the branches out. For example, if it's a person, take the branches out. What kind of friends that person will have, what kind of food that person will be eating, what kind of movies, what kind of friends, what kind of clothes, what kind of palette it would have. Think in dots, grow it in a big way. So the more branches you have, the more details you will be able to extract, and then get one detail, discuss with your teacher, and then go straight to your collection and make interesting pieces. Do not experiment in one way. Experiment in silhouette, experiment in prints, experiment in cut lines, experiment in colors, experiment in styling, experiment in textures. So it's not necessary. It's like cooking. You cannot put everything in equal amount. It will destroy. You need to observe what you're cooking, what you're making. Take small stuff, make it interesting. Don't focus on one thing. For example, you say, I would make something textiles out of a particular theme, but that will not work, because at the end of the day your collection will go towards very avant-garde stuff, which is again fine, but you can play a little bit of silhouette treatment, a little bit of cut lines, a little bit of cut palette, and more on textures. Now this way your collection will be a little practical, and this way you'll be able to make good collection, get good marks. Most importantly, lastly, eat out your teacher's brain. Ask everything. I am doing this, tell me. I am doing it. Is it? Can this work? Can this work? Don't ever step back. Don't say, oh, what he or she will think. What will I do? Is it crazy? Yes, your imagination is crazy, and it should be crazy enough to make everyone surprised. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.